Hey friends and family, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and today's video is on, it will be a demonstration, a brief demonstration on how to use the Ching Oracle deck, the Pie of Panda. This deck was put out in collaboration between Z Mann Zilla and Artists in Tarot. Now, for those of you who know the Ching, it can be very involved and there could be a lot of steps taken. And so I think what we have here, from my understanding from previous years of dabbling in the I Ching, is that we have a concise and practical way of using the I Ching easily, on the go. So what we have here are 32 cards and an instruction booklet, which is very well written, by the way. For those of you who are familiar with how Z Mann Zilla writes, especially if you have his other book, Reading Tarot on Social Media, if you've read this book, you know he's got a very engaging way and very good information. And so I found the same thing with this little booklet. It's small and it's concise, but it tells you what you need to do in order to use these cards. Now, it does describe a rather elaborate method for shuffling the cards, and I can't help myself. I just shuffle cards the way I want to shuffle cards. So I'm already going into it a little off, but it says to attune your cards, there's a special method to use, and I'm not doing that for this reading. Now, let me flip the camera and we'll get to it. We'll see what, how we can use this method as an alternative to other divination practices. Alrighty, so I want to show the backs of these cards. Aren't they beautiful? Artisan always does a beautiful job when it comes to, tarot card back, well, tarot cards in general, but the backs are beautiful. The packaging is always really beautiful. So I just wanted to put that out there. And in keeping with other Artisan tarot decks, this one has the linen finish front and back. So we have that. Okay, so let me just do a couple more on camera so you know that I haven't staged cards. All right, here we go. Now, Z Mann Zilla says, turn the first card over and make sure the numbers are on the bottom. Pull the next card and put it on top with the numbers facing up top. Then repeat the process. And do this one like that. Now, I've kind of been screwy because I laid the cards before I told you what the question was, which is a big faux pas. However, in my own mind, I had a question when I handled and mixed the cards, so I'm not going to do the video over for that. The question I had while I handled and mixed the cards was my project that I'm trying to, make a reality. What advice can the I Ching give me for either being successful in my endeavor, and also what pitfalls to avoid? So what opportunities are there or will there be for me to focus or capitalize on? And likewise, what obstacles might I surmount, or hopefully will surmount? Okay, now Z Mann Zilla says that look at your pictures and then down on the bottom, see which one of these matches that. So there must be a very reliable method for determining which 2, 4, 6, which 8 would probably show up. Okay, so we have broken, solid, broken, broken, solid, solid. So I'm at a disadvantage because I'm trying to see this through. I think it's this one, number. So we have broken. No, it's not that one. Broken, solid, broken, broken, solid, solid. Huh. Oh, here it is. Let's see if it's this one. Broken, solid, broken, broken, solid, solid. Okay, so it's number 60. So I'll refer to hexagram 60. Oh, wow, look at that. In the book, limitation, articulating modulation. Building walls and defining borders can feel restrictive. However, a limit imposed with purpose and with a noble goal in mind can be very useful. This hexagram urges one to consider the wisdom of narrowing scope with the understanding that imposed limits should be both necessary and just. Control, preservation, restriction. So perhaps to narrow my focus and my intent might be very helpful. So be very, maybe it'll be very helpful if I focus on being specific and to narrow, to have a unique niche, right? Okay, the second one is 3 solids, 2 broken, and a solid. So we're looking for 3 solids, 2 broken, and a solid. Oh, the first one. 3 solids, 2 broken, and a solid. Okay, number 25. Let's see what number 25 has to say. Number 25, innocence, pestilence without embroiling. The divine imbues within its creations an inherent sense of what is right and good. This hexagram encourages one to heed these blessed callings regardless of potential reward or personal gain. Heed heaven's inner voice. To live as a baseless, instruction-driven animal is to also die as one. Devotion, greatness, care, good, nature, blessing. So maybe do it because I love it rather than do it because I want to make money, right? Do it because I sincerely am behind it rather than doing it for reward or gain. Now, I'm not going to lie. I want to make some money off of it. I do want to make some money off of it, but it's taken me 65 years to figure it out because I really had to get behind something that I really felt that I could contribute. And I think this is an area that I can contribute that there isn't a whole lot of on the market. So I think I have carefully considered this project that I have in my head. And it's taken me a really long time because I'm not just, I'm going to write a book about tarot, for example. What book could I possibly write that hasn't already been written? You see what I'm saying? So I had to be very deliberate in really deciding on a topic that I could actually contribute, So do it for the love of it, and also, don't get caught up too much in making money, probably, is how I'm interpreting that. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting from it. Do it because I love it. Do it because I love to do it, which is true. And then this one being narrow my field of vision, narrow my focus, have a specific target. And that's what I think it's saying. At least that's what I'm understanding. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But that's what I'm getting from these cards. So isn't that sort of fun? I thought it was kind of fun. Let's do another one. Let's see. Let's do, okay, my granddaughter is coming for the weekend. I had my grandson here, my 4-month-old grandson, who I am now watching 3 days a week. I have my sister here who is recovering from traumatic brain injury. And I have my granddaughter coming this weekend. She's 2. I have 2 granddaughters. This one is 2. So she's going to be here probably in an hour or so. And we have a nice long weekend. And I'm just asking, what kind of stuff shall we do with her? How should we, how will the weekend go? Not how will the weekend go with her, but what activities, what activities can we do with her, to keep her fully engaged and happy? Okay. Again, I didn't shuffle the cards in the way they said because I'm a rule breaker. Okay, so here we have a card. We're going to flip it so that the numbers are on the bottom. And we're going to flip this one so the numbers are on the top. Okay. Now, there must be some insanely magnificent process by which they can determine that this hexagram will appear in one of these 8 numbers, and likewise over here. So it's ingenious. So we have solid, 2 broken, solid, a broken, a solid. A solid, 2 broken, a solid, a broken, a solid. Number 22. Okay, it looks like this one. So let's look up number 22. 22 says, grace. Bright and luxurious, it is often thought that beauty is only skin deep, and while this is true in a sense, it is uncharitable, an uncharitable reduction. This hexagram reminds one that beauty holds great value as a marker of sustained success, a method of appreciation, and the refinement of great works. Beauty, attraction, rarity, aesthetics, superficiality. So how does this apply to having a good time with a 2-year-old? Like, playing with a 2-year-old and activities she'll like. Okay, I had to pause and think about this for a little bit. But in applying this to our intent to give her a fun little weekend for her little self, I guess, she's only 2, so do things that she's attracted to. So when we go into grandma's cupboard of toys and activities, rather than picking out and saying, hey, would you like to try this or would you like to try that? Just open the door and say, girl, what is in there that you want to do? And, she will, I'll let her pick what is attractive to her. I don't know if that's exactly what this says, but in my understanding, and that's how I'm understanding it. Okay, the next thing is 2 broken, a solid, 2 broken, a solid, and 2 more broken. So it almost looks like this one and this one are inverted. Okay, anyway, let me look for this one on the bottom. So it's 2 broken, a solid, 2 broken, a solid, 2 broken, a solid, 2 broken, a solid, 2 broken. 39, I think that's what we got here. Number 39. Limping. Obstruction is afoot. A journey of 1,000 steps may end up taking 2,000 steps. This hexagram warns of impediments on the path, while also suggesting these impediments will not stop the deterrent. One who is wise will embrace the opportunity to bypass such challenges, adversity, setbacks, reevaluation, indirect routes. Well, I guess, she's of the age where we have meltdowns on occasion. So there may be a few meltdowns. I mean, she is only 2. And just be determined, just let her have her meltdowns if she's going to. She doesn't, she's not a kid that has a million meltdowns, but every now and then she'll have a meltdown. But usually we just let her have her meltdown. We just, make sure she's safe and leave her alone and then come back when she's happy again. So I think this might be speaking of that. And what other obstructions might we have? You never know. I mean, we could lose electricity and suddenly have no electric and then have to make a game of that, you know. So whenever there's an obstruction, just work around it. And I guess that's what I'm going to understand from this. Because it says, that's kind of what it suggests to me. So, with the little one, let her pick the activities that she's attracted to, and whatever setbacks we encounter, just roll with it. Just roll with it. So I hope you thought that this demonstration was fun. I hope I did it to their satisfaction. As I said, let me flip the camera. In years past, I've done, you know, this in the more proper way, and taking down, tallying, and you know, going down and down and down and down and getting it to the singularity. And I've also, you know, played I Ching with, you know, other game kind of systems. But it never stuck for me, you know. Like, I'm tarot through and through. It's in my DNA, you know. I'm tarot. I'm just a tarot person. I'm Italian, in case you hadn't noticed. And I do have some Spanish. My father was from Spain, so I do have that as well. But my other three grandparents were all from Italy, and I have the one exception who came from Spain. And but my DNA is in the tarot cards, you know. And it's probably why I like the Italian decks the best, because my DNA gravitates toward them. So I was never proficient in this study of I Ching because it's not in my DNA. It's not something that I'm sensitive to. It's not something that I've intrinsically part of, you know. And I'm not saying that you have to be anything in order to be successful with anything, you know. But I think it explains my reason, and my reason for just being a tarot person. I just, you know, I just respond to it, and I think that there's something to be said about it being in your DNA. But at any rate, I hope this little demonstration was fun for you, fun enough for you to consider getting it, because if you enjoy doing it like quick, like I just did, it may prompt you to look into it more seriously, because it's very involved, you know. When you do it traditionally, it's very involved, and it's fascinating. It's really fascinating if you have that head for that kind of stuff. I just unfortunately don't. And that's why something like this is really good for me, because it's quick, it's simple, it's written in terms that I can understand, and I can do it. So I hope there's something in this for you as well. Until next time, friends, peace and stay well. Oh, please give me a like. Please subscribe. And if you buy any decks from anybody that I've shown in the past or moving forward, mention that you saw it on my channel, because I appreciate that. Until next time, friends, peace and stay well.